Every year, just after summer half-term, I'm sent off picking fruit, here at Antingham, deep in the heart of North Norfolk. Not that I mind, as I do taste the odd strawberry as I go. You may have to crawl along the floor, but it's worth it. Some crops are grown under polytunnels. They provide extra warmth, allowing the growing season to start earlier in the year and go on for longer. The soft fruits like strawberries, raspberries and blackcurrants are so much part of our countryside in the summer, and all around Norfolk there are pick-your-own farms, like this one at Antingham. The plants on many of these farms are actually bought grown ready to produce the fruit. Seth Walpole, who farms in Norfolk, supplies local farms the plants they need.
We grow about 20 different varieties of strawberries on our farm, and one of the biggest problems we have with our strawberry crops are two-spotted spider mite, and we are now using beneficial insects which were introduced by hand from these bottles to help us control this pest as we're facing reduced levels of insecticides that we're able to use.
So, how many crops are grown each year?
Within this tunnel we can grow 4 different crops of strawberry plants in a year.
Just like many crops, there are different varieties. The taste and the strength of the berries combined with how long and when they are ready to harvest is all important.
This variety is called Finesse, and this year it has been approved by Sainsbury's, Tesco and Asda.
Don't forget, it's not just strawberries.
We're now in one of our fruiting beds of blackberries. This variety is Loctay, and what you can see here is the old cane that produced the fruit last summer has been cut out and removed, and we're now tying in the new cane which we're producing our crop for next year. The plants we're growing here are directly for customers that are supplying the supermarkets. I think that food miles is quite a topical issue at the moment. We're working with the supermarkets. We need to work with the supermarkets because they are supplying most of the food to the population, so that's where our customers are, and that's very important. It's also important that we strive to deliver to them exactly what they're looking for.
North Norfolk has great conditions for soft fruit. Warm summers with hopefully just enough rain to water the plants, and perfect soil full of nutrients. The soil has to hold enough water for the plant to drink, but allow larger quantities to drain away and so not rotting the fruit. And although the plants don't mind cold winters, once the flowers come, they need to be protected from the frost. Come summer, harvest starts in Norfolk and doesn't last too long, so don't wait. Find your local farm and get picking.
Thank you. Bye.
Not all the fruit ends up getting picked by us. I'm here at Heaven Made Foods to see how soft fruit can be turned into the most delicious desserts. This factory in Holt is a major employer and very much part of the local economy, sending North Norfolk produce across the country.
We work with the supermarkets, so we work with Co-op and Asda and Tesco and other supermarkets, and that's where you can buy our products. A number of different things, lots of cheesecakes, blueberry cheesecakes, elderflower jellies. We're making raspberry brulee cheesecakes, summer puddings, winter puddings.
So how does the fruit get here?
It generally goes from the field to a processor who will then clean it and freeze it under very strict conditions to freeze it very fast, and then they box it and in a blue bag and then they send it to us. We make everything from scratch, so we're buying in all the raw materials, even the biscuit for the cheesecake base. We make the biscuit from scratch, from basic raw materials, and we bring in cheese and butter and flour and eggs, everything from scratch, yes. I like to think it's certainly as good as your mum or your grandmother would make. Our recipes are very simple recipes. They're recipes that you'll have in your recipe books at home. We make it exactly the same way, but just bigger, that's all. So yes, exactly the same, no artificial additives, no artificial flavours or colours, no preservatives. Everything that we use to make our products, we use store cupboard ingredients, so the ingredients that you would have at home. Well, we started at the beginning by looking at the fruit that we buy in. raspberries for today's production, and then we saw how that was put into the factory, making a raspberry and elderflower jelly. A little bit further into the factory down to packing, where we saw how they packed some puddings that also have lots of local fruit in, and it's put into the boxes and then onto a pallet ready to send to the customer.
A lot of berries grow in the wild, right here in North Norfolk. Take a look at the hedges around, and they're full of so many varieties all summer. And guess what? Birds and animals love to eat from this, nature's store cupboard. Not only do the hedges provide food, but also shelter, and for the small mammals, protection from predators.
But as part of our environmental stewardship, we're only allowed to cut this hedge every other year. You can see here the hedge has got, this is the second year of growth. It means there's a lot of berries. We've got blackthorn hedge here, we've got rose hips on it, we've got different feed sources for the wildlife over the winter.
Our farmers not only grow berries as crops, but look after the hedges, leaving a strip of untouched land either side to help the wildlife. Around North Norfolk, traditional skills of hedge laying are being relearnt as farmers help restore ancient hedgerows. As a living thing, it needs help to encourage new plant growth. This may well look like the plants are being damaged, but cutting allows new growth, as well as making the existing stem become more flexible, so the hedge can be redirected. Weaving the stems provides strength and encourages the new growth. Looked after, this hedge will last years. And as an added bonus, it helps the farmer by providing shelter from the wind for the strawberry crops.